Hey, so I thought I would make a video because I was trying to send you a recipe for how I make chilaquiles, but I thought I'd just show you since I'm gonna have them this morning. I'm really hungry, so here goes nothing. So what I do is I usually, and this has got a little bit of uh, some tortilla pieces I already threw in there already, but you don't need to do that. I had some crumbs and I wanted to get them in there, so I usually put a like I don't know, I like less than a quarter cup of oil, whatever kind. I usually use olive just to be healthy, but whatever you can use to put in there. Sometimes canola is good too. And then the first thing you want to do is you are going to want about just one onion, small onion chopped up, and you're gonna want to fry that up. And just give them a swirl. Sorry, I'm holding the phone in one hand, so. And then just while that's cooked, while that's frying up, just on the ingredients. So first off, you can use the best thing. This is like the Mexican secret. It's like using old tortillas that are kind of stale or whatever. So I have some old tortillas here that I just cut up. If you're gonna use tortillas, just cut them up in like these little wedges like this. If you're using, which I'm going to use a combo this morning because it's just what I have in the pantry. So I have some of these Dorito things that Sebastian likes, and I have some other ones here, some tortillas, regular tortilla chips. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of all of those in just because that makes up one batch. Then also you're gonna need. I'm gonna make enough so that I can have it for tomorrow too, and you can freeze this. It's actually fine in the microwave, or if you put it in the air fryer. So I'm gonna do 4 eggs. You don't have to do that much. You could do a smaller batch with just 2 or 3 eggs. And then I've got some salsa here. That's gonna go on last. So going back to the onions, make sure they're frying up nicely here. That looks pretty good. I think we'll give them a little more time. And I'll be right back. Okay, I think those are fried up good enough. They're looking pretty good, so a little browning. Next step is to add all the tortillas and the chips. So I'm just gonna dump that in there, give it a good revolving here. Get everything, just make sure it gets a good coating on it of the oil. And in this case, I don't think I have enough because I want to make those 2 batches, so I might just throw in some more of these. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you use. I don't generally prefer to use Doritos, but you can, which is what I'm doing today. Knockoff Doritos is what Sebastian calls them because I get them at Aldi. All right, so let that kind of coat. And it's kind of more like a medium flame that I got it on. I don't want to burn them, but I do want to make sure they kind of, especially the tortillas, you want to make sure that they cook up or fry up like here, these ones. And the preference, I mean, I think if you do it just with pure tortillas, the only difference is, obviously it's a little mushier. I still like it that way, so I don't. But with the chips, it's definitely crunchier. Has a more crunchier consistency. But once we add the salsa here in a little bit, it's gonna make them. It's gonna even make the chips a little, softer, obviously. So, anyway, I think we'll do this a little bit longer, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, next step. I think those are pretty good. They don't really need to get browned or anything. You just want to make sure that they just kind of get heated up with the oil. And then we're going to go ahead and add the eggs. I don't have any, I don't beat them or anything. You don't need to. You want to just add them in just like this. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. And then give it a good mixing in, get that egg coating all over everything. And that's what really, I think, makes it for me. I like the egg, like the way it coats it, and it just kind of gives it a cool texture and flavor. Oops. Well, that's looking good. You can see the onions kind of dissolve. You don't really see too many of them anymore, but it's definitely for the flavor that we add those in. All right, I think that's good. Now, I'm gonna break a couple of these up. You don't really have to, but there we go. All right, so there's that. And then, now that you got the egg, once the egg's kind of like cooked in there, which it looks like it's pretty much all cooked now and coating the tortilla chips and stuff, I'm gonna add salsa. And I don't add a ton. I just add what I need to get them, wet. It kind of depends on what you like, how soggy you want them. I like them not too soggy. I just want the flavor of the salsa, but I don't want to get them too wet. So that's good for me. And in fact, I'm going to let that, mix that around, and then I can probably turn up the heat again just a little bit on here. Let that fry. I would say give it maybe about a minute or two. I'm gonna put the top on it, and then we'll be ready for the last step. Okay, moment of truth. Ready to serve. So I'm just gonna put some on a plate here. And I'm hungry because it's 10 o'clock already and I still haven't had breakfast, which I shouldn't do, but so there's a nice healthy portion. And then I'm gonna, I like them with a little sour cream, so I'm gonna use some sour cream here on the side. Give me a little more than that. That's just my personal preference. I know some people, well, a lot of people don't eat them with that. I usually use Mexican cheese, but I don't have any right now, so I just have a little bit of grated this is mozzarella, but I like to put a little cheese on them. If you can get the Mexican style one, it's called queso fresco. That is really good. And pretty much they're ready to eat. So hopefully this helped, and it's pretty easy to make, so enjoy.